Well, as some of you may or may not be aware, since we got the Corvette as our new channel project, the wife has been using the excuse to drive the Corvette instead of this beautiful Camaro here, that, you know, the oil needed to be changed. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you guys how to change the oil on a 2010 through 2014 5th gen Camaro V6. So let's just go ahead and get the ball rolling here. You are going to need just a few things. You're going to need a ratchet. You're going to need a 15mm socket to take the oil drain loose, a 5/16 socket to take the oil filter off. You don't have to have the long extension, but it helps on the oil filter to get the wrench above the top of the intake manifold. This is 5 quarts, but you are going to need 6 quarts of your favorite motor oil. Camaro calls for 5W30. And although at the time of making this video, I don't think any of you guys are still under warranty, but if you are, they want you to use this Dexos approved Gen 2 oil. So just look for that little Dexos approved sticker there. And last but not least, the oil filter of your choice. This is AC Delco part number PF2129G. I prefer to use AC Delco filters simply because, well, that's, you know, that's what they use at the dealership. I prefer to use Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil because I figure if it's good enough for a Corvette, it's good enough for any of my other Chevrolets. And if you've been on this channel any length of time, you know that's all I drive. So as for my choice of motor oil and my choice of filter, feel free to make your own choice there. If you want to run a performance filter like a K&N, something of that nature, go ahead guys. It's all personal preference. Same thing with the oil. The only thing important is that you keep it the correct weight, which is 5W30. So let's get out here and get this done so I can have my Corvette back. First thing we're going to do is pop the hood. Next, we're going to jack up the car, and I jack up on this little cross brace under the engine, and I try to put the jack a little more towards the driver's side because the oil drain plug is actually on the back passenger side of the oil pan. So by putting it off to the side a little, it raises the front and it raises the driver's side just slightly higher than the passenger sides, so all the oil can drain to that plug. Next, you want to take your jack stands and place them under the subframe on each side of the car. Then what I do is I lower it ever so slightly just to take a little pressure off the jack, but I still leave a little bit of pressure on the jack, guys, so that you've actually got 3 points holding the vehicle up. Now your most direct route to that plug is going to be going right under the front end of the car here on the passenger side. So we'll slide our oil pan under there. Make sure you leave plenty of oil pan on this side because when you initially take this bolt loose, it's, you know, it's going to throw the oil out pretty far. Now for this next part, you're probably going to want some rubber gloves and a paper towel or grease rag. So just take your 15mm socket or wrench. If you're using a wrench, that's fine too, and break it loose. Now, if you've been driving the vehicle like I have, be careful, guys, because this is going to be hot. So, I'm going to try to get out of the way. I just take my plug, clean it up with the rag a little bit, and set it on the ground upside down so it doesn't get any dirt on it. Now, moving up top, we're going to take our oil filler cap out, and you don't have to remove the engine cover, but it just gives you just a tad bit more clearance if you do. I mean, it just snaps on, guys, so why not move it out of the way? Now, your oil filter is actually located right here. I know it doesn't look like an oil filter, but that's the way things are. I'm honestly not sure. I mean, I know this is metric. I'm not sure what size though, because I always just use a 15/16 socket, because my metric set does not go quite this large, and a 15/16 fits it fine. Not much play in it, and I've been changing it with this for what, 5 years now. Now, most of the time when you pull this out, you know, it's going to be stuck in the bottom there. I'm actually going to stick it back in the bottom before I reinsert, but this is your oil filter, guys. So here's your new oil filter, AC Delco, part number PF2129G. Use the brand you prefer. I'm not getting into a brand war here. I always just use AC Delco because, well, that's what comes on them. You have your new oil filter, and a new O-ring to go around the lid. So the old filter just simply pulls out. You can throw that away, and we're just going to clean the lid up a little bit here. Then we're going to remove the old oil ring here. I've got a pick, but I mean, you could use a screwdriver, or if you've got a wife with long fingernails, those will work too. Then we're going to install the new oil ring. Roll on, buddy. Our new filter, just stick it in here till it pops, and you can see it's holding it. Stick it in there nice and snug, guys. Then I'm actually going to take some fresh oil with my finger, and I'm going to lubricate the new O-ring slightly. And I'm also going to lubricate this surface too. Then we're going to drop the assembly back down in here. And tighten this up to 25 Newton meters, or for us Americans, that would be right around 18 foot-pounds. Or for us country boys, that's about a half an ugga-dugga. Because I'm not breaking out a torque wrench for an oil change. See, half an ugga-dugga, just a ugga. And I apologize, but my neighbor just decided to start mowing his yard in the middle of this. Hopefully you can still hear me. Because the next thing we're going to do is come back under the car where the oil should be pretty much finished draining and replace our oil plug. I believe this is going to be about 18 pound-feet as well, or just like the filter, we're going to give it half an ugga-dugga. Ugga. Pull the oil pan back out. Raise your jack back up just a little. Pull your jack stands out. And drop the car back down to ride height. Now that we're back up top, we can put our engine cover back on. Just slide the two tabs in the back. And line up your little hole on the front over here. Now grab your funnel, make sure it's clean, and pour in 6 quarts of your favorite black gold. I prefer Mobil 1 full synthetic. That's what I run in everything I own. Your choices may vary, and that's okay. You're finished pouring 6 quarts in there. Put your oil cap back in and let it sit for about 2 minutes for all the oil to get back into the pan, and then we will check the oil level. Now that the oil's been draining a little, we will pull our dipstick out, wipe it off once, put it back in, pull it out, and you can see we are full. Actually, I may be just a hair over full, which usually happens because I buy the 5-quart containers, so I have to kind of guess at that last quart. At this point, you're almost done. All there is left to do is close the hood, put your key in, turn it forward, and you're gonna see your nice little oil change oil soon reminder. So we're gonna go over here to menu, toggle it to oil life remaining, and then the button on the end, you're just gonna hold it. It's gonna say, are you sure you want to reset? You're gonna toggle up, and you're gonna hit the button on the end again. And your oil life is back to 100%. Then we're just gonna start the car and make sure we don't have any oil pressure lights. And it looks like we're all good. You're all finished changing the oil in your 2010 through 2014 Gen 5 V6 Camaro. Feel free to go in the comments and start a riot over why my motor oil sucks and your motor oil is better. Okay guys, that was pretty much it. Easy peasy, nothing to it. You're ready to rock now. Hopefully, now that this guy is ready to roll again, this guy will start being home when I get off work. Right. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you enjoyed this video or it helped you out, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, subscribe if you want to see more. Get out in the garage, get something done, and I'll see you guys next time here on Bad Luck Garage.